So every year we sell loads of advent calendar panels. We've got, I think, a top selection this year. And we always get asked how you make them up and whether they're really easy to make up or not. And they are really easy to make up. So I've set Jen to make one and film her process and just show you really. And this one that she's making is Santa Express. It's just really cool. It's got a train on it and all these little pockets are going to be sewn on to the front there. It's also worth remembering that I know we're talking about Christmas, this is a bit stressful, but these advent calendars need to be ready for the end of November, not December, the end of November, so that you can fill them all up for pockets. So that's why Jen's getting on it now, and we are selling a lot of them in the shop at the moment. So yeah, let's see how she gets on.
Hi everyone, I'm Jen and I work at Backstitch as the social media manager. So as you've just heard, Alice has given me one of these really lovely advent calendar panels to have a go at making. I've never made one of these before and I've always been kind of intrigued as to like, how does it work? How do you make them? And we do get asked quite often like, what do you do with these? So we kind of just thought we'd put this video together to show you. I'm normally a dressmaker, but I thought I'd just give this a go. Alice informs me that quilting projects are easier than dressmaking, so we'll see. So here I'm just showing you the full printed instructions. So I went on the Makower website and just printed these out. So these are the full shebang instructions. The panel itself, as you can see here, does come with some brief instructions printed along the top, and they were absolutely fine. So I wanted to make my panel into more of a quilt. So these are that's the fabric that I chose, the red with the gold stars, and also my wadding to sandwich in there. So the first thing you need to do is just to cut out the main big rectangle of the panel. It's got this really lovely sort of different colours of red border all around the edge. So I just used my fabric scissors to cut this out. Obviously looking very happy about it there. That was obviously a very quick step in the process. Next step is to cut out the pockets which are printed underneath the main panel. So you just make sure that you cut along the lines that have got the tiny little scissor symbol. You have to avoid cutting the lines like here you can see on the centre of a double pocket. So you've just got to be careful not to cut those ones up. So here are all of the double pockets that I cut up. So they're all ready to go. And I've also cut out all of the single pockets too. They've all got this sort of white border all around the edge for you to sort of play with for fixing it and folding it and everything to the calendar. Next step, I just quickly made sure that I cut out enough fabric and wadding to make the back to go onto the panel there. And then I put that to one side, ready for when I got to that stage. So I chose a thread. It was a little bit more challenging to use, but this is a metallic gold thread. Absolutely beautiful. I chose a size 90/14 needle to use as well. The panels are a quilting cotton weight, so that is going to be your go-to needle size. So here I am just threading up the metallic thread. Top tip for if you're using this thread, I found, after a lot of trial and error, lower your tension. Obviously, it will depend on machine to machine, but my machine much preferred that thread when I lowered my tension quite drastically. So here I've just put a really nice sharp fresh needle on the machine, got my walking foot ready. I love my walking foot. I've got an auto threader on my machine, so just pull that lever down and that bangs the thread through there. Not sure that was the right word to use. Ready to make the single pockets here. So what you do first is you just fold down that top section above at the top of each pocket, press it down nicely, you've got a really nice crisp edge, and then after that you don't have to do this step, but I did because I liked the look of it. I just top stitched really close to the edge with my lovely like gold thread there. It just looked really nice on all the pockets, so I did that first with all of them, and I did everything kind of in batches because there's a lot of pockets to stitch on. So there you can see the gold thread, looks really pretty and sparkly when it catches the light. So there we have my batch of all my pockets with that lovely top stitching along the top. So ready for the next step. So once we've done that top section of the pockets, I folded in the sides, pressed them down with some steam, made it nice and crisp. So I did the sides first, like so, and yeah, and then I did the bottom. So the thing that I did, it didn't really specify this in the instructions, but I sort of folded down each corner at a sort of 45-degree angle. I was just a bit worried about like raw edges peeking out after they were stitched on, so doing this just made me feel like I was going to get a really nice professional finish. Next step, you've got your double pockets. Now these are a little bit more challenging, so you're basically creating like a gusset down the middle of these, which obviously makes them a little bit wider opening, so you can put bigger sweets in there or something. So I did that centre sort of gusset line first, and then just like the single pockets really, pressed in the sides, again using some a nice hot iron with plenty of steam, and then I did the bottoms, and again I sort of folded in those corners just to make sure, you know, I just kind of like things to be neat. So yeah, this just kind of made sure I didn't have loose tails and little bits peeking out. So this is the exciting part, sewing the pockets on. So here I've just pinned on one of my pockets. You just match it up like a puzzle really. You just put the relevant pocket on top of the same printed picture. Obviously you don't stitch along the top, otherwise you're going to have some closed pockets. So you just stitch a side along the bottom and then up the other side, just pivoting at the corners. So obviously I was using my gold thread, which I was very happy about, and it just gave such a nice twinkly light finish. So I tried to stitch as close as I could to that edge and keep it nice and neat. So there you go, look, you can sort of see it sparkling there, it's so pretty. And obviously just trimmed off my tail ends there. Oh, so pretty. And this is a double pocket, so I'm really sorry I forgot to video the first section of this. So you stitch down that centre gusset line to fix it to the panel. That is the only difference. Once that's on, you just stitch on like you did your single pockets. So you just go down the side, pivot, along the bottom, pivot, and up again, up the other side. Again, just keeping really as close as possible to the edge, so it just gives it a really nice, neat finish. Oh, it looks so pretty. And there we have it. So that is the finished panel with all of the pockets stitched on. It just looks amazing, and I'm so happy I chose that thread. It was a bit challenging to use at times, it sometimes got a bit snarled up, but once I lowered my tension, it was perfect. So because I was feeling a little bit extra, I thought I'd try putting a quilted back on my advent calendar panel. So I just used like a basic crisscross pattern. I'm not a quilter, so sorry if I'm using the wrong terminology here. So I just basically stitched this pattern onto the backing fabric, which is this amazing red with gold metallic stars on fabric, and obviously stitched that on top of the wadding. I just find this bit so satisfying. I should have also said that I drew all of these lines on first with a chalk pencil, made it super easy to follow. I am obsessed with the result of this. It is so pretty. And I used the same fabric to make the binding. I did double fold binding, totally looked up how to do this on YouTube, never done it before. But I'm really happy with the result. Could be better, not my finest work, but I'm happy with it. And hey presto, this is the final advent calendar and I'm really, really happy with it. It looks so lovely. Now this is a little video piece that I did for social media, that's why it's the wrong way round, but I thought you'd like to see this too. It's really pretty. I'm just so happy with it. And my favourite part is actually the back. It is so lovely. I hope you guys have liked this too.